Hello, welcome to Clockwork Dandy Noodles. How are you guys doing today? We are here for another reading of my blog, The Journey Begins. I am Iona in Japan. I live in Saga. And we are reading my blog entry from the 4th of July. So jump in, my friends, as we delve into preparation for the best saga of my life. T-minus 30 days. Today's task included a haircut for Japan. After speaking to the other Jets in Saga and Japan as a whole, I decided I wanted to start the new chapter in style. New hair, new me. I've always been cursed with very thick hair. The kind that takes one look at humidity and decides to turn into a magnificent lion's mane. Trust me, it really does. The type that people might accidentally pat me on the head and get tangled up within my mane. It also falls out a lot, so sometimes people will just have like my hair on them. I researched last year Saga's temperature as an average and concluded that September was my enemy, averaging at 33 degrees daily. Humidity also being in the high to late 90s, which is something that I'm not used to. I've also seen it hit 100 over here, like 100% humidity is just wet. Very, very wet. I can't even describe how wet like the humidity is over here. It just is very damp. Winters were mild, reaching a low of about 5 degrees. Overall, the perfect environment for Lord Huntsman and Lady Mikade. Once my mane had been cut and tamed, I grabbed some advice on how to combat the humidity. I have since discovered a spray named Dreamcoat. And oddly enough, as I'm reading this, I never actually bought Dreamcoat. I never actually got it imported. I never took it with me, and I really should for the next summer coming up. It's intended to make your hair somewhat water resistant and tames the frizz. To my surprise, the price was also quite decent. I looked at it, it never went past this. This week, I have been very proactive in my preparations to move. My suitcase is here, pre-departure orientation is in 6 days, so I expect the process to start speeding up after that. But for now, I am writing and I am listing, and I am making a list and checking it twice. I am slowly growing a magnificent blouse collection, and I am very proud of my latest edition. Imagine it. You sit in your classroom, waiting to learn English as your ALT, your assistant language tutor, walks in the room, wearing a blouse featuring dogs, wearing the Union Jack and the Beefeaters Guard uniforms. It is a sight to behold. Super cute, but also very formal. The rundown to the pre-departure orientation is very exciting and the journey is underway already. I cannot wait to share my adventures. Very excited. There's also a picture of my hair on this blog as well, so magnificent. That was the blog for basically getting ready for PDO. PDO is pre-departure orientation, where you will get together. They prepare you in a sense. They'll tell you about what to expect, what kind of classes you're doing. But essentially, you get to see all the other jets from your embassy going out. This was really, really fun. I really enjoyed it. I met the people going to Saga because there were literally 3 of us. In the entire room, there were 3 of us. I was also sent out in the biggest handful of jets going over ever. Largest amount of jets sent from the UK ever, which is great. I feel great to be part of that conglomerate, I think is a good word. So very excited. I do need to look into that Dreamcoat though that I was talking about in my blog. But honestly, pre-departure determination, wear your suit, look your best. I would say you might want to grab line because you're going to need it for you're talking to your JTs anyway. A lot of people in Japan use it. You want to talk to your supervisor, you're going to need it. But also having it so you can actually still talk to people around. Just bear in mind, a lot of the people are going to go to different prefectures. You're never going to see them again. It's just the nature of the program. But you might get lucky and find someone in your prefecture, and that's sometimes handy to have. Honestly, it was fun and I did enjoy that. You also get to meet other people, talk to them about their experiences with interviews, and it's a relief. You actually get there and you feel like you're actually going. It feels official. So honestly, pre-departure orientation was so much fun. There's also one on the other side as well. That one is a bit more of a blur, but I will talk about it at some point. That is done for 3 days in Tokyo in the heat. So this is your first time getting it, but I would say the aircon in the hotel was very, very good. And I only really went out twice, and only then did it kind of hit me, but it didn't prepare me for what was waiting for me in Kyushu. in the summer. So normally there's a reason why people say don't go to Asia in the summer. There's a reason why they say that. But if you are living here, you can't escape that. So definitely prepare yourself. Look into things that you won't even imagine that your hair is going to get frizzy. You're not going to imagine all those little tiny details, but it gets you. And now that I've been here a while, like the little things I am kind of combating. I've got bug sprays for my house. I take a lot of like precautions now. I do sometimes check my shoes every so often, just freaking out that there's going to be a spider in there. But not quite in the territory of big daddy old huntsman yet, but we're getting there. But something to consider when you are coming to Japan is spiders and Makade. What a Makade is, I don't think anyone, if you don't speak Japanese, you're not going to know. Makade is a centipede with big fangs. Like those. Fangs. And they are said to live in tatami mats and like the brush and stuff, and they bite. Now, they leave welts on your body because they're actually quite painful and they don't cause damage, but if they were to bite you enough, you could sometimes need anti-venom or like something like that. No one's ever died from Makade, but they hurt and they're quite scary. They will rear up on their legs and they will like be standing upright waving at you and you're like, bro. I've never seen one, touch wood. But I've heard the stories and I don't want to see one personally. There's a lot of animes too who will make demons that are often centipede demons. They are based on Makade. So that is your backstory for the day. You've learned something. Makade is a giant centipede. Yeah. Okay. Thank you guys. I hope this has been a little bit interesting for you guys. Have a great day. I'm very excited to see you again soon. Bye-bye.